Wagwan Collective. Welcome back to the channel. Back for another episode with me, Mo, the Pathfinder. This episode, this series, is a response to comments heard on the ether concerning the origins and accuracy of tarot and the importance of a number system encoded within it. This has become my niche and speciality. The extra layer, intuited and felt, is very much there. So you are correct, dear collective. Let me give you a peek behind the veil. What you're feeling in the energy, part of a much older, much deeper spiritual narrative, connected with our legacy and my ancestry, and why it is that I have been given the knowledge that I have been. Let's get into it. Collective, did you know there's a secret number code hidden in plain sight? A mathematical key that unlocks a deeper understanding of our reality. Today, we're diving into a concept that goes by many names: integrated digits, Kabbalistic reduction, Pythagorean addition, and even quantum numerology. But we'll stick to its most common name in computer science, the digital root. So what is a digital root? Before we answer what a digital root is, we first must reconcile and relearn base 10, how to count from 0. So let's begin. Part of convoluting knowledge is to upset the measure. Measurements must be calibrated. Base systems are made up of one less than the number they are based on. For example, in base 12, there are only 11 numbers. Therefore, in base 10, there are only 9 numbers. These 9 numbers are what power our decimal system. And that's the example that will be showcased from what's encoded and embossed into the palm of our hands. When we are taught to count on our thumbs and fingers, we are never taught to count from 0. We learn incorrectly a default count from 1. This level of indoctrination is validated by the question, how many fingers do you have? The default response for most people will answer 10. The answer is accurately 2 thumbs and 8 fingers. Specificity is important in understanding math as a sacred language. Mathematics is a divine signature applied consistently to all of the holy books. Therefore, by this false programming, our inability to correctly count structurally begins to cultivate from a young age. In turn, with our psyche, we begin to nurture a false measure, a perception of our personal soul journey, which naturally impacts one's experience and purpose within the Creator's realm. If we are to count base 10 accurately on our thumbs and fingers, we would count as follows. Starting from the right thumb, you start your count from the number 0 and proceed to count to your right little finger. Then continue the count from the left little finger until 1 reaches the left thumb. The last number counted will be the number 9. One will observe visually that 0 and 9 are represented by each thumb, i.e. the 2 thumbs, and 1 to 8 are counted from index finger to index finger, 8 fingers. What follows is a structured foundation that constitutes a layered preamble. It lays the underpinning for extrapolating layers of knowledge from divination, tarot, and the Abrahamic scripts via one's discernment. This is context for the depth of esoteric knowledge that follows. This goes way deeper, dear collective, way deeper than religion, way deeper than spirituality. The original study identified a cleverly encoded lexicon in one of these scripts, namely the Holy Quran, which from this point in our communication in these episodes, I'm going to refer to it as the upgraded script. deliberate. The depth of base 10 and its position in sacred geometry is aligned, outlined, and mirrored in the following chapter and verses. In the chapter Iron, or in Arabic, Surat al-Hadid, chapter 57, in verse 3, it states that he is the first and the last, the outward and the inward, and he is knower of all things. Collective. The Most High is confirming and encoding mathematics in the reference given once decoded. Mercy from the divine came to our plane in the form of a sophisticated, non-linear upgraded script, encoded as a book of riddles that speaks to each reader individually. It is unlike the other scripts. Riddles are hard-coded into the script, behind what seems to be a cipher or a firewall. This is why the assembly of the script is deliberately non-linear. It is unlike the other script, and great effort has been made to dismiss and exclude the upgraded script itself and the tradition from spiritual consideration. These chapter and verse coordinates are a beautiful example and a tip of the hat from the Most High to the initiated. So let's get back to that question. What is a digital brew? And let's get you initiated. So what is a digital brew? Surprisingly simple. You take any number and add its digits together. If the result is a single digit, that's your digital brew. If it's more than one digit, you just repeat the process until you get a single number. Digital brews are not just a play on numbers. They are fundamental patterns encoded into the cosmology of our reality, often associated with vortex math and the idea that numbers have an energy and a resonance. We'll be exploring a fascinating example involving our own hands, where we bring discernment to the composition and structure of numbers. Thanks for watching, Collective, and for joining me on this episode, where we have re-examined base 10 and also established the definition for what is a digital root. Join me on the next episode, where we'll be taking a closer look at the composition of the human hand and developing our layers of spiritual discernment with respect to the knowledge gained and the knowledge to come. See you on the next one, Collective.